As you begin to wonder if it's possible to begin forgetting what you never really needed, you can recall without remembering exactly how you once feared, and then how quickly a new knowing became more real than the old. Because you see, something strange begins to happen when the fear of being alone becomes the freedom to discover who you truly are. And the fear of losing love becomes the gateway to realizing love was never something you could lose. Imagine a child walking through a forest, at first afraid, but as she walks, the silence sings, and even the shadows speak in new tones. Isn't it curious how, in losing the familiar, she begins to hear a deeper song, a rhythm beneath reality, and the forest becomes a teacher, just like your life teaching you that loss is a myth, because love, real love, can never leave. It transforms, it changes shape, and yet remains. Now, as you consider the belief, I fear being fully responsible when no one is left to help, you might also notice that those very words, they're evidence. They're already imagining yourself as capable, because only the powerful wonder whether they're strong enough, when deep down they already are. When someone like you, yes you, fears isolation, could it be that you're only standing at the doorway of independence, misinterpreting the sound of potential as the echo of absence? Because being alone is only lonely if you forget that within you is a support system you always sought in others. And you're building it now, aren't you? Bit by bit, breath by breath. And isn't it funny how in the old beliefs whisper, what if no one's there for me? The new operating system replies, what if I've always been enough? And maybe, just maybe, I always will be. Let's look back for a moment, because every challenge is an invitation. And if life says grow, you can say how high. If death says goodbye, you can say thank you. And if fear says what if, you now respond, what's next? So the fear of losing transforms into the freedom to live fully. And the terror of emptiness becomes the spaciousness where joy expands. Think of this. A tree doesn't fear the fall of its leaves, because it knows, even if unconsciously, that spring always returns. You're that tree. Seasons change, but roots run deeper than time. And roots, they're like beliefs, invisible but undeniable. And now you've begun to grow. New ones, stronger ones, beliefs like, I'm resilient. I bounce forward. I face fear and become more than I was before. I can build love within and without. I can ask for support and offer it too. I'm a magnetic presence. I draw strength by being me. I belong to the world, and it belongs to me. You're now installing a belief system where pain transforms, where every setback is feedback, where being alone is power, where responsibility is freedom. And now you know what it's like to be the source of your own stability. You no longer seek it outside, and that changes everything. You're stepping into a story now, a myth rewritten from the inside out. The hero doesn't fear the journey. The hero becomes the journey. As you feel this truth weaving itself through your cells, you no longer hope to grow. You are growing right now. And because you're always growing, you find joy in uncertainty. You learn to rest inside your own presence. You begin to understand that presence is the antidote to fear. Because the future doesn't exist yet, and the past no longer does. So all that remains is you, here, now, breathing, becoming. And every breath you take from now on, it's a signal to the unconscious. Install, integrate, strengthen. Every breath installing the new. Every moment letting go of the old. You've begun to trust yourself, haven't you? Even if you don't know how yet. That's okay, because you can learn and grow and become more, as you already are. So let me ask you, if death is a return, and solitude is a space, and fear is just a whisper asking to be heard, what happens when you listen? And love answers instead, because now you're becoming the version of you who no longer runs from loss, but dances with change, who doesn't fear the silence, but sings into it, who sees endings as beginnings in disguise. And with each day, you deepen the knowing. Support is always available, even if it looks different than before, and strength, you've always had it, even when you forgot. So now the old fears dissolve, and new truths rise. Like you're safe, you're strong, you're surrounded, you're supported, you're loved, you're free. And all of this installed, integrated, embedded, already yours, already true, already done.